Greetings, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's the big day, isn't it? So I hope you're ready for your wonderful feast. I know I'm getting ready. It's quite a job, but it's one that I love. So I'm looking forward to all the great things that Thanksgiving brings. And happy Thanksgiving to you if I forget to say that later. Now, I received a question from a writing group. They wanted me to kind of explain Akinyele's deep passion for Jessica. And to do that, I think we need to read a part of the story and get it from his mouth to kind of get over the point why he's so intense about, his need to be with her. Okay? So, this is their third date. The first two were not welcomed by Jessica. So this one she did agree to, and she agreed to meet him at the Superior Hotel in Nairobi, Kenya. So here we go. I agreed to meet Akinyele there, and he promised not to scare my panties off if I promised him that I would join him for dinner and dancing. I kept my promise, but as soon as I arrived in Nairobi early on Friday morning, I went straight to my doctor's office. Having a sound mind and a weak constitution, I ordered birth control pills that I knew I needed, and I took the first one right there in the doctor's office. At 7 o'clock, Akinyele arrived at the Superior Hotel to pick me up. I was sitting in the lobby when he walked through the doors. My heart stopped as I observed how handsome and masculine he was. And for a moment, I could not breathe. For my own protection, I had wisely decided not to allow him in my room because I was afraid of my inability to keep from loving him. He must have figured out my thinking because he stopped and laughed when he saw me sitting on the love seat in the main lobby waiting. Dressed casually, he greeted me with a long, feverish kiss that left me a little lightheaded. For a long time, we sat in the lobby of the hotel and talked about our favorite pastimes. Unexpectedly, he asked, "Are you afraid of me, Jessica?" Not knowing how to respond, I took a deep breath of air and prayed that there would be recognizable pieces left of me when he finished with me. "Are you avoiding being alone with me?" he asked, playing in my bushy hair. "Yes, I am. I'm not taking any chances with you. I can see now that I could get into big trouble hanging around you. You can trust me, you know. I think I know better than to listen to you, Akinyele." Laughing, he said in a serious tone, "I think you know exactly how I feel about you, and that makes you very nervous. We have very intense feelings for each other, which indicate that our love will last an eternity." The whole time he spoke, his eyes appeared to penetrate my skin. When I tried to disagree, he hushed me with a warm, tender kiss. "Jessica, this is the first time I have been in love with anyone in my entire life. These feelings are new to me also," he said, overwhelming me with passion as his lips devoured mine. Suddenly, I began to feel dizzy and slightly disoriented as he continued to kiss me, one splendid kiss after another. "Jessica, I love you so much," he said, preparing to kiss me again, but I interrupted him. "Look, if we're going to spend time together, we need to get a few things straight," I said, catching my breath and pushing him away. "We need to set some parameters." "Why? What is it, Jessica?" he asked, touching the side of my face. "You are so beautiful." "Akinyele, I need you to stop talking about love and your feelings so much. I need you to give me some space to breathe. Don't crowd me." "Crowd you?" "My darling Jessica, I do not want to crowd you, but I do want and need to love you. I want to be able to kiss those beautiful lips of yours for the rest of my life," he said, kissing me hungrily when I tried to pull away. He pulled me closer to him, kissing me while he placed his hand under my blouse. "This isn't going to work. I'm calling it off," I said, feeling overwhelmed. I stood up and walked as quickly as I could toward the elevators, Rising to his feet, Akinyele matched my pace with ease and pulled me to the side. Jessica, you must stop running from me, he said, grabbing my hand and pulling me into his arms. It saddens me to hear you speak this way. What is it? Are you afraid that I will not return your feelings? I promise you, darling, I will love you forever, always. Placing his arms around my waist, he escorted me to a quiet corner that had two love seats facing each other, separated by an old steamer trunk that they used as a coffee table. He sat down and tried to encourage me to join him, but I remained standing. Breathing deeply, I tried to express my anxieties about starting a relationship with him. I can't do this. It's just that it feels as if you're trying to smother me. Smother you? It is difficult for me to hold back what I'm feeling. I love you so much, he said, hugging me tightly around my waist with his head resting on my stomach. Imposing some distance between us, I said, that's just what I'm talking about. How can you be so certain that you love me in such a short time? You just met me. Pulling me to where I could sit next to him, he said, darling, listen. He took a deep breath of air and said, I believe with all my heart that our love was ordained by God and that He chose you for me. That is why our feelings are so strong and so right. We will have a wonderful life together, he said, trying to kiss me again. Now that is what I mean. I barely know you, and you're telling me that you received some message from God about us. Therefore, we have to be together. You talk and act as if I have no choice in this. You're just moving too damn fast, Akinyele. I need time and space to think. Plus, you're always kissing me. How can I possibly get to know you if you're always in my face? You would feel better if I slowed down? Yes, I said strongly. I think that's great. Do you see that? That's why he loves her. This man is a he states about his belief in God. God is directing him, so he feels as if, this is the love of his life. This is the mate that he was meant to have. His desires, his feelings, his overwhelming need to be with her is all centered around his belief that God ordained their meeting. God ordained their love. So she's up against this man with so much intensity and with none of the reservations that American men have, because most American men try to be reserved and strong, silent, you know, controlled. But this guy is wild. And he loves her and he doesn't want to do anything but have her with him. So that's why he's so intense. That's why his feelings and his demonstration of love is so open, while Jessica is totally frustrated because she's never had an experience with a man who expresses himself so openly and consistently. Usually there's a dance that we do in America. The man does his, like cool thing to try to get your attention, and he's trying to appear controlled and so strong, but in a quiet way, in a silent way. He waits a while before he even reveals his feelings, if he ever does. But this guy, he's out there. He's like, I love you, and this is the way we should we should go forward. And she's like, oh, wait, no, stop. This is too much. He's all over her. So that's why I love the differences. It's the cultural differences, because I think American men are very, very conservative in expressing their feelings, where guys in other countries do not. They are not reserved. They do not try to impose uh, any restrictions on what they say and what they do, especially if they feel the intensity. And I think that's why American women are sometimes overwhelmed with men from foreign countries because they were not taught to be reserved. They were not taught to be cool as we are in our American men are in America. So, and the relationship is really going forward quicker than she even thought possible. So, she's out of her league. She's overwhelmed. She just wants to stop this because she doesn't feel like she can handle it. And the guy is there. He's there. So, what is she going to do? It's a great story, don't you think? Now, so if you are interested in listening to more of this, because it gets more intense, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop because he is who he is and she is who she is. So the cultural differences and the traditions of the two countries are highlighted strongly in this book. There are things that Jessica has learned in her lifetime in America, and there are things that he has been accustomed to in his upbringing. So those two things clash, and they clash very dramatically in this book. So take a look at it. It's a really good story. You'll love it. They're like very interesting people. And the love affair is really cool too. So take a look at it. This is H. Victoria Harger Atkerson, and you can get my books on Amazon.com and at Barnes and Nobles. If you go to any other store and you can't get it, please ask them to stock it on their shelves and get it. Get a copy of it. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a great story. And I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can send me a message on my website, which is www.hvictoriahageratkerson.com. You can send me an email through there if you have any questions at all. It's going to be great. And please subscribe to my station. I would love to do this. I enjoy it. And I enjoy having our electronic relationship. I think it's going to be cool. Take care. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your family. And peace. And I always wish you love. God bless. Take care.